So welcome to our first class when we are going to discuss about Mars. Have you noticed that if you are reading Mars opposite, you are getting wars from right to left? Interesting that Mars is the ruler of wars, aggression, and action moving forward. And indeed, Mars is the rocket, is the movement forward that makes life to begin. Every motor needs a spark. Every action that you are taking starts with a fire. Mars is the ruler of Aries. Aries is the first sign in the Zodiac. Innocent, the Lamb, all the holidays, and the Passover and the Easter are related to Mars and Aries, and we know that Jesus born next to a lamb. So according to astrology, most likely that Jesus born in the first day of the year, the astrological year, which is next to a lamb. Lambs in Israel are born only in the spring, not in December. It is more of the Saturn timing. And what is Mars doing? First of all, the symbolism of Mars is a rocket, a penis. It's a phallic element. Is a man. Is masculine. It wants to dominate. It wants to start, initiate. All the entrepreneurship are related to Mars. Also, women have Mars. And this is what makes us the drive, the adrenaline, motivation, whatever is moving is Mars. When we are working with Mars correctly, we can achieve a very good success or achievements. Mars begins everything, also the bad actions, also the good actions. We still don't know where it's going to take us. The direction of astrology is starting in a position that we call ascendant, AC, ascendant, because this is the east. This is the first sign in the zodiac, starting in the east from the equinox point. This is the Ecuadorian line. And this is the east, and this is the west. Here is the sunset. And the opposite of Mars, we will learn later on, is Venus, that she is the ruler of the seventh house. Always 6 months difference, 6 houses difference. And the sun is rising in the east, arriving to zenith in the middle sky in 12 p.m. usually, and going sunset to the underworld as we consider. So those 2 points are equatorial line, AC and DC, ascendant, descendant. So the moment of the Eastern, the moment of Passover, that is so important where things are starting every day. In Costa Rica, for example, in Ecuador, every day at 6 a.m., the sun will rise. At 6 p.m., the sun will sunset. So Aries is the sign that is ruled by Mars. Let's start fresh. Every planet is a depositor of a zodiac sign. Mars is the depositor of Aries. For example, we will learn later on, Jupiter is the depositor of Sagittarius. What starts in the beginning, and we know that how we start is how we want to start with the right leg, will give us the motivation to succeed, to arrive to the top. Because in astrology, we are measuring the direction going. Whatever Mars begins, or wherever Mars will be located, is illustrating to us a place of beginning. We will learn later on that in the place of Aries in the first house, we can have different signs. Each person has different ascendant. Depends in the time that born. So Mars is speaking with us about what has the potential to begin, or what has the or what impression is also giving, because usually what we see in the first date is that what we will judge it to become, because Aries is the first door, is the identity, is what is it, and what it purpose, where it want to go. Mars is a baby. We will learn it later on in the course. Mars is like a baby man. He's a very young man, like a teenager with a lot of energy. He's like a rocket. To the moon, to the moon. We will learn later on that Jupiter is a superior fire element that is the alpha male with more wisdom. Mars doesn't have wisdom, just has a pure desire to go ahead. This is our ego that has different response, just instincts. So Mars is very instinctual. And our instinct design also of who we are and how we are behaving. People with weak Mars will be less motivated and more easy to manipulate, or to be the manipulator, because it's hard for them to be direct. So behaving more of a snaky behavior. The Mars is direct, is a feeling or energy of direction. When you know what you want, you know where you are going, or at least you get a vector. Mars giving us a vector, velocity, passion of going. Let's do it. Come on, come on, come on. Let's do it. Motivator. This is very important to locate the home position, because this is giving us the face or the edge of the wire, where start measuring the thing and the event. The masculine energy is what giving us life. We are starting with masculine energy, whether you are born as a man or a wife. This is the pulse. It's not just penetrating, it's also taking you out. And how the baby is coming to the world, through his head, through the head, we are pushing out. It's all about pushing and penetrating through the inner world of the womb of our mother out to a new life. And this is an energy that we are with our will, to use our head to penetrate and to go forward to the entire cycle of astrology. Don't forget this. When you have strong Mars, you whether will use it as violent or to protect yourself and your dear one in order to free yourself, because a real man like being free, warrior. This is why Mars isn't working strongly in its opposite location in Libra. It's still early, because in Libra it has to consider another person, and it's not functioning the best. A man not very much happy to get married or to be attached to another person. At the same time, there are men that needs to be controlled, and this is related to their non-potent Mars. The more independent, the more strong, the more masculine energy you have inside, you are more hard to be controlled, or it's hard to control you. It's all about finding your freedom and the ability to penetrate further in life and penetrate in a way of into the future, into the unknown, and to find whatever you should hunt and take into your field. In the next class, we are going to discuss about Venus, that is the ruler of the second house, and we will have extra idea.